I wanted to give you guys an update on this ceramic coating that I had done. The ceramic coating is Conforti. I think that's how you say it. I will put a link in the bottom under more in the video just so you guys can see. But this is supposed to be a 10-year ceramic coating. And while that sounds great, I want to give my experience with it so far. This is less than a year since I've had this done. And probably I had it done about 9-10 months ago. And the ceramic coating in the first 6 months did extremely well, I would say. I did have a couple of hiccups to where the side would hold some debris and stuff and make the side of it look real white. Now, it's rained today, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of mud, like droplets going up on the side. It's almost impossible with tires like this, especially when they stick out on the side. All that set aside, now, like I said, this is about, we'll say, 9 months to 10 months maximum of how long I've had this coating. It looks really good currently, but about 7 months in, 6 to 8 months in that period, I started noticing a whole lot of water spots and things of that nature that would settle. So when you get this ceramic coating, water will bead up, as you can see here, into droplets. Now, the droplets seem great, and when you're driving, they bead off. But the problem I've noticed is if you're not driving or anything like that, the water droplets where they all bead up tend to settle. And as you can see, that water droplet is pretty big where this hood is convexed right there. So what's going to happen is that's going to stay there until literally you drive it, or it can dry. And when water dries, if it's got any salt or anything like that in it, of course, it's going to leave a white spot on there. Now, what I noticed after, like I said, this is a 10-year coating. So in one's mind, they're going to think, oh, the coating lasts for 10 years. Now, I was told that you need a booster wash, just a booster wash once a year when you get this coating. And so I thought, you'll get one every 12 months. And when you buy this coating, you're looking at anywhere from $700 to $2,000. I've seen them even more than that for ceramic coating. And I'm going to give my opinion on all that at the end. Like I said, this, when I first got it, it seemed phenomenal. And don't get me wrong, I do like the ceramic coating. And I think for show cars and things that you're not driving daily, that it's probably a phenomenal deal. And I'll get to my point in that in a little bit. But anyway, so after the 7 to 8 month period, when I got this and had this ceramic coating put on, I started to notice, there's water spots that would get worse. And I wasn't getting as great of a beading effect. And it just felt like, when you first get to ceramic coating, like you can take a sponge or anything and rub over this and it is silky as glass. Like it just makes the surface so smooth. I noticed that I wasn't getting that anymore. And when the water spots would bead or stay in spot, they would sit wherever the coating had not come off as much. And I don't think that there's a coating on the market that will hold up for 9 or 10 years without doing proper booster maintenance and things like that. So I contacted the guy that did all this. Really great guy, great to work with. He's been good to me about this whole deal and everything. And I'm not trying to take away from ceramic or anything. It has its place. And I think that it's for some people. Now, I can go to the car wash for 10 or 15 bucks. Now, the car wash, when I run it through, at least in my area, my truck comes out the other side, it looks flawless. Now, I go to a touchless that does not have the bristles, and I can go through it with any vehicle. Now, when you get a ceramic coating, you can't do that and get their wax or anything put on it. And if you do, then you need to buff it off after you get out, because the ceramic coating will have, supposedly it messes with the ceramic coating. So they don't want you to wax over the ceramic coating. So like I said, when I buy these vehicles, I get in a lot of, like, I go through mud, I take it to the log yard. Just, you'd have to know who I am to understand, the truck it gets dirty. And so when you get this truck super dirty and you've got a ceramic coating on it, they want you to spray foam, hand wash it, and keep it clean. Now, here's the thing. So you go and you get this thing super dirty and super, all kinds of stuff all over it, and you've got to hand wash it. So first you're going to have to foam cannon the whole thing, spray it off really good, then foam cannon it again, make sure there's no debris, because if you've got to hand wash this and you've got particles on there or debris, every time you rub over it, you're going to swirl your vehicle. So you have to be extremely careful. Now, for me, like I said, you can pay, I know this guy, so I didn't have to give as much as I've seen a lot of people give for ceramic coating. So with that said, for me, I can still go to the car wash for less than I paid for the original ceramic coating and not have any issues whatsoever. I've had multiple vehicles and I've never had a ceramic coating. So for me, I think the ceramic coating in my scenario is probably a waste of money. And the reason I say that is because I can literally get in any vehicle, go to the touchless car wash, and not have any issues going through them, and get my entire truck clean for $12. You run it through the touchless car wash, $12. You come out the other side, it blow dries it, so you're not worried about water spots beating up and things like that. Now, like I said, every time it rains, I can literally go to the car wash once a week and not have issues. So I truly think that for the person who is driving their truck and going through a lot of scenarios where they want their truck kept clean. And so, like in the winter, if I drive my truck to work, or I tow logs or anything like that, or I go pick up a pallet of lime and I get lime on it, I don't want to hand wash it when it's 30 degrees out. It's almost impossible. So unless you've got a heated bay garage that you can pull this in and wash it, it's going to be almost impossible for a ceramic coating to make sense. Now, here's the other thing. It says it's a 10-year coating. So when you've got a 10-year coating on your vehicle and you don't get the booster washes every year. Now, here's what I was going to say. I had to get the booster wash because my coating wasn't holding up in less than a year. So when I originally got the coating, like I said, the guy told me once a year you need the booster wash. So when you get the booster wash, you're basically refilling in the coating to make it work better. So the problem is, if you don't get that booster wash, then your coating is not going to be under that warranty. So you literally have, and I've talked to 2 or 3 different ceramic coatings, they're all the same. Now, when I talked to this guy, after I'd told him my coating wasn't working after 6 to 8 months, then he says, well, you probably actually need that booster wash every 6 months. So with that said, it costs about $150 to $200 for the booster wash and exterior cleaning and everything, which isn't that much. If you figure you go and get your vehicle detailed, that's basically what it's going to cost you anyway. So if you want to get your vehicle detailed once a year, then you can basically cancel that out. But to keep the coating going and keep it working flawlessly, you're going to have that booster wash that they sell. So you can do all this in your home, you can do everything, but I will tell you, ceramic coating is not something you can just slap on a vehicle. There is a whole lot of prep work that goes into putting ceramic coating on a vehicle, and it takes hours upon hours. So if you're thinking you're just going to buy a $50 bottle or a $100 bottle of this coating stuff from anybody, and then you're going to put it on yourself, you better be ready for a lot of work, especially on a vehicle this big. Now, I will say that the ceramic coating gives you such a super mirror effect. And like I said, this truck is dirty right now, but if you look in my shorts, I'd only had that for 2 or 3 days after I got it back from the booster wash, and that'll show you what it looks like when it's clean. But you can literally go up and use the side of the truck for a mirror. I just want to give you guys my so far experience with it, kind of my thoughts on it. For me, I don't think that I would ever get a ceramic coating again, as I use my vehicles a whole lot. Now, if you had a sports car and you was just coming and going from your garage every day and you wanted it to have that super mirror effect and you weren't going through mud and you weren't doing things like that, to me, that would probably be the case that you would want a ceramic coating. But for someone who has a gravel driveway or someone who has super dirty things that they're going through daily, you're going to have to wash your vehicle so much to keep that look that if you pay $800, or I've even seen people pay over $2,000 for these ceramic coatings. So if you're someone who's paying that much for it and you got a truck like this, I think that you're going to see that you're going to feel like you wasted money in the long run if you use your truck. Now, like I said, if you're someone who's pulling it in and out of the garage and you're not, hooking to trailers and towing things, going through dirt, dust, all those scenarios, and that's another thing. The more you wash this, the more you mess with the coating. So if you're what I would think, and this is futuristically the way I may look at it, I may keep my truck for 2 or 3 years, and when the black on it starts to get kind of that swirl mark look, then do the ceramic coating, especially before, like, I want to sell it or something, because it would literally bring it back to a flawless look. So that's just my thoughts on it. Hopefully it helps some of you guys. Just want to give you an update. I'm not trying to take away from ceramic coating. I think it has its place, but just want to give you my thoughts on it, and hopefully you can let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you.